6 o'clock. On January 9th, 2018. Member present. The what? Today's the 10th? Yeah, it is the 10th. Excuse me. I'm thinking of yesterday. Members present, there's only Gil, Bill and
You.
Chip, Carol, Jerry, Lee, and myself. And on the meeting we have here, it's, well, we'll start right off. Lee, we'll start right off with you.
Okay. Why I'm here? I'm here for dirty water. Not that my water's dirty now, but it, like, I've called many times, and I've run lots of water through my outside spigots to clear my lines many times this summer. Different times I've had high readings, because I do have an in-law apartment in my house, but I haven't had anybody in that apartment since 2015. On the average, with just my husband and myself, we usually run anywhere between 25 and 2,800 on the water usage. And that's with a garden and everything. This year, didn't have to water much because we had a lot of rain at the beginning of the season. I never had to water. Anytime that I did water, I had to water with gallons of water because of the water ban. And my water usage is up to 4,300. And a lot of that is running the outdoor water to clear this. I mean, there were some times when I turned the water on and it actually like moved. I brought some water in a few times. I've gone through 3 sets of towels, and I've tried that. I've tried the rid out stuff, and that works if it's a white towel, although it doesn't take the manganese out. And I'm not looking for anything for that, but I'd like to push that water usage down or get, I don't know if you call it an abatement or.
Well, I'm looking at it, Lee, and what is it, the $262 bill?
Yes, $268 bill.
I'll tell you right now, that's low
That's
compared to a
low.
lot of people, yeah.
With the water ban this year,
Yeah,
for 2 people?
well, my brother paid a $400 water bill for 6 months next door to me, because he's trying to cut down. And I only paid, well, for, it was just Claire and I. But you said you got an apartment there too?
I do, but the apartment's been empty since 2015.
Okay,
I've had
You
high
haven't been
readings
using it.
before when somebody's been in that apartment, because there's only one water service there. So I know, like I tracked it, I know if there's if somebody's living in that apartment, there's higher usage. But again, I haven't had anybody in there since 15. No watering the garden, no, it was definitely running the outdoor spigots, trying to clear. I have a brand new wash machine, a brand new water heater, and a brand new,
what's this? I can't see
dishwasher.
these prices, my eyes are
Okay.
gone. What's this price?
182.
And what's that one?
187.
And this one was
159.
159. that's because, they've been, it's been going up because they've been running the water. But I'm really telling you, Lee, it's really not a bad price for that amount of money.
March,
It is
Even,
when it's
even,
water that
even
you're
the
not
point that I know that
using.
you ran a lot of water.
well, March of last year, we did the last of the increases, right?
Right.
Yes.
So it went up, it would have gone up 10%. So her 187 bill, if it went up 10%, would have been $206.
I know the 3,200 is only,
That was the summer, yeah, that was not before, yeah.
the 32 is actually less than the 3,000.
It was a lower rate. The rates went up over 3 years, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, over 3 years, it went, what was it, 20%?
15, 10, and 10.
15, 10,
Yeah,
and
it looks like
10.
this last reading went an extra
I don't think
month.
it's high if it's water that I could use, but I couldn't, we have dogs. Joe raises beagles. We buy water to feed the beagles when the water is not good here. I've ruined lots of laundry. I've only been notified twice when I was notified once with a reverse 911 when water was gonna be bad. And then for like a week, there were signs at the end of High Street and signs at the other end of Main Street saying that they were gonna do some flushing. Other than that, I've never been notified when the water has been bad. And I can tell you that it's definitely been, over 15 times that I've had bad water.
I know,
without a doubt.
one time I asked you when I was at the town hall how your water was. And I asked you if you'd called, and you said, no, you hadn't. Well, a lot of times too, if you don't call, we don't know what's going
Oh my
on.
gosh, how many times do I call Carol?
Well,
I've left messages on Chip's machine, I've called Carol, and it's usually, there's either been a fire, a pipe burst, high usage sometimes on the weekends my water can be filthy, and it's due to high usage. Again, I don't think that's high if it's water that I could have used, but it's not, it's water that I'm flushing out into the,
you aren't the only person either.
I know, I
Yeah.
definitely know that. I know that because I talk to, I know people on South Street that are,
Right here.
South Street, Main Street, that are just, they're like, this is nuts. But no other parts of the town. I never hear complaints from any other part of the town. Some people have never had a drop of dirty water.
Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of people in different sections of town that have had it.
I got a
Places that
couple
we
of
don't
times.
even know why.
Yeah.
When the brakes were down at Liberty Street, I got it on Going Drive. That was the only time we got it. It all depends where it breaks. Because I think Goldwyn's looped. So it
I
flushes
will
out.
say, it's mainly Main Street and the south end
Yeah.
that get it more
most.
than the rest of the
Yeah.
other side. Don't know why.
But like yours said, yours hasn't, been- for the last 2 weeks, yours has been good.
Yeah, mine's been pretty good the last couple of weeks.
But then the Christmas weekend, it was dirty?
Christmas and New Year's weekend?
If there's high usage, it seems like if,
Was it New Year's?
It was just recently I saw it on Facebook, but wasn't there somebody's pipe breakdown in Mount Ponce or something?
That was the other day.
Yeah, the other day.
But the other day though, I didn't get dirty water. Everybody else down there got dirty water, so,
It was only isolated to Milford Street, Ocean Ave,
yeah.
Waltham Street, that area.
I don't think mine's been bad since Christmas.
I think Christmas
It's
was
just
last
before
time.
it was just before Christmas that, because I was like,
It's
oh my
Christmas
gosh,
Day.
no way.
Yeah, somebody got it on, no, it was the day before Christmas.
No, I was cooking when it happened. It was Christmas Day. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas Day.
I know there was post the night before Christmas. Because somebody got an early Christmas gift from the water department.
I wouldn't want you guys' job for anything because, like, I know how frustrated I am, and you guys getting it tenfold, I understand that. But to be paying that much for water for not even being able, it's not usage that we've used for anything. Like, I don't even shower with it or wash my hair when it's bad like that. I know it won't kill me because I've even had it tested, and they said the same thing.
No, there's
It's not
nothing
gonna
wrong
kill
with the
you,
water.
but
It's not gonna kill you,
I'm
but
not
it's just-
gonna drink it.
it's
I
just
brought a
dirty.
gallon in for you before, to be like, would you drink, like, I would never drink it, or cook with it, or give it to my animals. And if I knew ahead of time, I would never have washed with it.
That's the problem, is you don't
Can't
know.
get it off.
If you live on South Street, and you take a shower, and then you go to brush your teeth, the water's dirty. You took a clean shower, but then the water's dirty, and you brush your teeth, so it don't make any sense.
Right.
You know, I mean,
I have 2 new homeowners on South Street that when they got their tax bill, came in screeching at me. Like, they're like, if we ever knew that the water was gonna be like this, we never would have bought.
Yeah, well, that's
And I'm like,
total, isn't that high?
I'm like, I have the
Even for
same
dirty
thing.
water.
Wow.
Because we've
the
had
guy that bought
people
this
that,
house, he's getting dirty.
we
water.
can't do it for one. And that-
I don't know.
Well.
We-
Well,
What was I doing here?
I did the average.
but now it's because of the rates going
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
so it's-
You know,
Yeah, I know. And that, I know that somebody was a new
Right.
comment then.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't complain about my usage of water that I was using.
I
Yeah.
understand that.
If I figure this right, it cost you, what's $269.62 divided by 365?
I'm not
0.74.
disputing.
0.74?
Well, you would,
Yeah.
you would only divide it by,
Well, you use water 365 days a year.
right, but this is only for 6 months. This
Oh,
is-
that's right, divide
Yeah.
that by 6 months, excuse me.
Half of 365?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the math in my head here.
Be half
No,
of-
just 268.90.
I'm trying to figure out how much it costs her a day for
Divided
water
by
for 6
six.
months.
6 and then divide by.
Right, and I'm not
3
disputing
months.
your rates for water. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know, Lee,
that's
the
definitely
thing
not what
about
I'm
it is-
disputing.
We can't do it for one and not everybody. And if we had to do it for everybody, we wouldn't have any money to operate with. And I'm sure that you don't want us to raise the water rates, but if we can't afford to operate, we'll have to raise the water rates. I know the water was dirty, and I'm sorry about it, and I can't really say, I know what the fact is that happens, but the water is pure, and you can drink it if you had to. And I'm sure there's people in this world that are drinking water worse off than we are here in Hanson. And it's a difficult situation, I'm telling you.
I understand that, and I'm surprised that there aren't a lot of people in here, and that's, like, I would never go out and say, hey, everybody, go to the water pump. It's like if somebody comes in for an abatement because they're in my office, an
know
abatement
for the
because
land.
the evaluation, you know, they don't agree with the evaluation or anything like that. And like I said, I'm not disputing the rates, I'm disputing that it's
color of the
water
water.
that I am like not using. It's water that I'm using to flush out my pipes because I'm nervous about, like I said, I have a brand new heating system, a brand new water tank, brand new washing machine, and a brand new hot water heater that I've had since this whole problem started. I've emptied the water heater 3 times to flush it out, and it's been full of like this sooty stuff. And like I said, the amount of laundry that I've gone through is like ruined laundry that I've gone through is crazy. Because you don't know when it's gonna happen. You don't know.
And it happens so fast.
But to pay for water that I'm flushing out of my house, if they flush out the water hydrants, who's paying for that? All the other taxpayers, right?
Well, they did it in my house one time, they were flushing it out, trying to get the chlorine in it from the corner, till I finally got mad because I told them the water's going through my meter. Why don't you open the hydrant out in front of my house? And they were trying to get chlorine in the water pipe from East Washington Street to the line. And finally the person said, yeah, that's a good idea, so they opened the hydrant. And it took them 2 hours to do it out of the 2.5-inch line. Imagine how long it would have been if they used my water, taking it out of my house. I mean, I didn't complain about that, and I know.
And you would pay it? You would pay it?
Well, I'd have to pay it, because you ran through my meter.
Yeah, that's the problem. Most of us on South Street would accept it. It's been happening so long, so many years, that, it's part of the life down there. Until we work on improving the system, we're living with it. I'm sure you've heard from so many people down there.
We're trying to update the system, we're trying to put
yeah.
up new lines, we're trying to do new gates, we're trying to get the Hanson back to the point where we can control the water the way it's properly controlled. And I know it's hard and it's difficult, and like I told you, I was surprised that the price of this was so low, to be honest with you. I thought you had an outrageous water bill, paying for the dirty water. I don't know what to say to you.
I think that's outrageous for dirty water. I don't think it's outrageous if it's water that I actually used in my home.
We'll probably have to discuss this. I see a difference of maybe.
Huh?
I see a difference of maybe 500 cubic feet. Just by trying to average it out.
Well, you're gonna open up a can of worms.
With me, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, so many people accept it. I mean, like I said, all along here, we've been accepting it down there. And that's why.
I'll take the blunt of it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Lee, I've been thinking about this a lot in the last couple of days, I really have. And I was surprised, I thought you had a $400 or $500 water bill. I'll be honest with you. And when I ever just came in here tonight and I see it's only $260 some odd dollars.
$260.
I know everybody else in town has had the same problem in different places, and if we do something for one, we have to do it for everybody. And if we do that, our budget's gonna.
Are they running water?
A lot of people did
out?
run water, yes.
And
they
their
did.
bills are higher than that? And
Well-
nobody's squawking about it?
Well, we have
There's
high
some
bills
who have
every
water
day,
They've had
Other
higher
things.
bills than yours.
and they're not running water,
And
they're
they-
using it, but, they're using it.
Well, then they must have more than 2 people in the house.
One on High Street
Not
did.
necessarily. The bills are high.
Yeah, this is a good average water bill. And we see $2,000-3,000 water bills too.
From dirty water?
Well, no, not, I mean, that's a standard bill. People that have
That or
dirty
they've
water.
had estimated readings for so long, and
Oh.
then they finally get into the house and read the
Yeah.
meter because they finally got caught up.
No, we had one on High Street that was,
Yeah, his was.
they had to
were
replace the
fine.
water tank and everything.
I don't know. I don't know what else, I don't even know if it helps to run the water outside. I really don't.
Well, the
I
only
don't know.
reason,
I don't know what else.
the only reason to run the water, I don't know how long you ran it either, but when there's dirty water, and you're running through the pipe, if it doesn't clear up within, I'd say 10 minutes, shut it off again, because
Let it settle overnight.
what happens is, the water's in the 8-inch water main, or the 12-inch that's in front of your house, I think, 12-inch. There's 12 inches of water there. And if you open up and you're running it from the 12-inch pipe through your water line to where it's going outside, it's only probably, what, 80 feet maybe at the most, at the distance? And it'll probably only take 20 seconds for it to run from the main to where it's coming out of the house. And if it doesn't clean up in 20 seconds after that, the water's dirty in the main, and you aren't gonna clear it. You aren't gonna clear it up.
Oh, I wish I knew that before because I would run it, I'd run it for at least 10 minutes straight. I'd go in.
Well, 10 minutes wouldn't hurt it. You wouldn't even notice that if you ran it for 10 minutes.
You'd have to run it
The amount of
for,
times.
If you ran it all day
Probably all
long,
week. I never
Or all
ran it all
week.
week.
yeah, well, what do you think?
But I've run it multiple times a day because I would still go in and flush or still turn the water on and it would still be brown. Even
well,
after-
I know, but
even
every
after
time you flush the
running it.
toilet, it's 3 gallons of water. And that's about 10 times more that would be coming in from the pipe.
So what good is running it through my outdoor spigots?
Because if you run it through the outdoor spigot, it doesn't get into the rest of the house. See, what happens is when people
Well, I never
started.
know what's happening until I flush the toilet or turn the water on.
Right, that's right, you don't notice. The first place you'll notice it is the toilet.
And at some point in time, the water main will be clear out the street, but not necessarily your line to your house. So the 10 minutes or less running the outside faucet, if you have it, and a lot of times dirty water will come in and we'll get, 1 or 2 calls and we won't get any other calls and nobody's got dirty water. In that 10 minutes, you can flush the line from the water main in the street to your house. You know what I mean?
My dirty water is usually days. It's
Well,
usually days.
That's because it must be in the water main, like Gil. Gil's had it for,
Yes, but.
well, days probably.
Well, what I find is to let it sit overnight. If you know it's dirty, let it just sit overnight. The main's gotta sit overnight, let it settle, and then run your water in the morning. I don't run it out my spigot constantly.
I
just
do,
runs my
because
system, so.
that was the year advice that I had, to run the outdoor spigots.
Yeah, that should be once the water's kind of settled in the main. I mean, you want to keep your pipe clean anyhow, you want the outside water, so the water doesn't travel through the rest of the house, but, I mean, we're living with this, and it's sad. Maybe that's why I want the water pump, but it's sad. It's sad, I mean, we're trying to.
I never got it until the tank
Brockton
thing,
switch?
until the Brockton.
Well, that
switch.
was when we were on
Never-
Brockton water.
Lived in that house for 21 years, never ever had dirty water till that happened.
Geneva Road.
Geneva Road.
That's the water break on Geneva Road caused it, caused the whole thing. It cost us, to do the water tank, it cost the town of Hanson, well, it cost the water department $330,000 for the water that we had to buy from Brockton. I had Carol and Leanne look up for 3 months previous, like December, January, and February, how much electricity we used to run the pumps for for the same amount of water that we pumped, that we had to pay $330,000. And the electric bill for those 3 months was, what, $30,000 for electricity. So
Yeah,
in other words,
I
it cost
get-
us $300,000 for water for Brockton to paint the water tank.
It has gotten better over the last few months, correct? Since,
I haven't had dirty water since, it was just before, it was either the Saturday before Christmas or Christmas
Day, I
Eve.
think.
Christmas Day, I didn't have dirty water,
Christmas Day.
because I had people over Christmas Day. But
Well, since they flushed it, you haven't had bad water except for that one time.
No, no, I have.
Have you?
Yes. Many times.
But once it's cleared up, it's a lot better than it usually is.
It's usually not days. It might be a day, it might be 5 hours, something like that. But there were times when it was literally days of, and I'm talking thick. Thick gook.
Oh, hey, like I say.
I don't know
do
either.
that main-
The main
the
has to go, we
main's
have
gotta
to
be
clean
done. I
it,
mean,
we've gotta
we're,
replace the main maybe in that section.
no, it's that kind of
Again, I
time.
certainly don't mind paying for water, but
Hmm.
I do mind paying for water that I can't use. And what I mean is, it doesn't even come in the house, it's just outside. I don't know.
Some of us
I'm,
have a
like,
special
disappointed.
diverter
I-
valve, so we don't get dirty water, so I get a valve I can turn so the dirty water doesn't make it.
Oh, I looked into getting a filter,
No, it's,
but my son has a filter on
That'll
Crescent
plug
Street.
right up.
That's what, he's changed it, like,
yeah,
at least 4 times within a year, and those filters, he said, are supposed to last like 2 years, and he's paying megabucks for his
oh, they'll
filters.
never
I'm
last 2
like,
years.
Does he get dirty water on Crescent?
twice he called me and told me that he had dirty water.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Does he live up by you?
Yes, but I'm on Evans Rock. I know.
He
they do.
he definitely doesn't have it like I've
You
had
do?
on me, yeah, definitely not.
And you haven't had it as bad as that.
Probably not, because the people that just bought on South Street are like
Yeah.
freaking.
It's crazy, it don't make sense. It makes sense, it doesn't make sense because the water, South Street's got a brand new water main on it, so it's coming from Main Street, it's gotta be coming from Main Street. But it settles down in South Street, Pleasant and Reed, that's where it settles down. You'll have clean water, but we'll have dirty water for the next couple of days. It's insane, but we're working on it. We are definitely working on trying to improve the system, get this infrastructure to be built here. It takes money. It's crazy. We're talking tonight how much money we do. You know, the ratepayers are never gonna deal with it. They won't, you know, we're talking, we wanna do what we have to do,
with
it'll
it
triple.
with dirty water.
We
You
end
know,
up tripling the rates.
I don't hear people complaining that don't have dirty water about the, you know, I never hear people complaining about the rates that don't have dirty water. I only hear about the people complaining that have dirty water.
We're still trying to figure out why the town hall's water's dirty.
I think that's a town hall problem. Whether it's just too low there or. and it
Well, it's all
doesn't
new
matter, I don't
piping
know.
from the street when they put on the addition.
Yeah, that definitely is, I would say that's dirty on a daily basis at town hall. I don't drink the water at town hall. I don't shower in it, I don't. We have bought water that we have because of the water problem there. So,
Try to correct the situation.
No, we're trying to work on it, Lee, and I'm
I know.
sorry about it, but
You know?
we can't do anything about it at this time, really. And
Very disappointed about that, but.
I understand. I really do.
All right, thank you for your
But
time.
do call us when it gets dirty. Because,
Cause what?
well, you know, it could
You
be
just wanna
anything.
hear my voice?
Well, no, Geneva Road, when we woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, streets flooded, yards are flooded, goes back to sleep. 5 o'clock, someone calls, hey, you know, we probably lost 500,000
Well,
gallons
if I
that
had
night.
water bubbling out of my house
No.
or something, I definitely would.
So, I mean, we got, you know, this is the department, we got an office, we got people, and if you're gonna crucify the water department, crucify the water department here, like Facebook, and everybody crucifies us.
I don't do any of that on
And,
Facebook or,
so
I
people
don't
have
even-
say
No, a lot of people do.
No.
Yeah. People.
I do
people
call.
have- Yeah, we appreciate that. We
Believe me,
appreciate that
I
because
call, not
we
every
need it,
time, but
you know?
like when I'm caught off guard and I'm pulling my stuff out of the wash machine and running the spigot all, you know, on and off all day, I definitely call. I'm like, what's going on? Why is it? Why
Most
is
of
it
the
like
time,
this
most of the
today?
time it's an incident that's happened, fire or a break or something, or someone doing something crazy. That's what causes a disruption in the system. So if someone calls,
Not
there's
everywhere
no,
though.
you know, like the fires, when we have a fire here, you know, it's automatic. no drinking water. There's interruptions in the system causes the mains to get disrupted and the crap comes. And so, you live on South Street, there's crap, yeah.
Main Street too.
Yeah, when they busted, the gas company busted the main behind the liquor store there. My neighbor on J Street showed me, it looked like he had syrup coming out of his faucet. It was
Yeah.
that dark, and I turned mine on, and I'm like, okay, the only way I could see it was dark, was if I put it in a white sink and pulled the stopper to fill it up. I was like, I don't know how his was so bad, but yet I live one street over, and it wasn't. So,
Is that up on the top of the hill?
yeah. Yeah.
When mine is bad.
He was
I-
two
I
down
had
on
two
J,
neighbors
so he
on
was
both
up
sides of me
at the
that-
top, but I'm
Do they have
down
a-
further on Morton than
Yeah.
he is, I'm at the bottom.
I'll get a
And-
text from
And
him.
yours was
Is your
clean.
water dirty?
A little dirty, but it wasn't bad,
Uh,
you know? It wasn't as
I
bad
don't
as what he
understand.
was taking, what he was showing me pictures of,
Right.
just like, are you kidding? I was like, what's yours look like? Like that.
No, it's crazy.
It's like, I was like, oh, that's because you're a water commissioner, you get a special button. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get the valve.
Here we go, I got a special button.
Special valve.
All right, I'm not gonna take up any
All
more of
right,
your time.
thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Night, lady.
Night.
well. Well,
It's not that bad, she's not that far off.
no.
She's not that far off at all.
If you look at, well, the rate went in since the last one, so her 187 with the new rate would have been 206. So she was off $60.
I know, it's,
6204 she got.
Yeah.
But if she said she didn't have anybody nobody in that apartment, but her summer bills are still high.
Yeah.
And she was using, for some reason, she was using more in the March reading.
I think she's got a pool now. Does she have a pool? Does she have a pool or something?
I don't know, but I don't know how the winter readings in her house were higher than her summer
Right.
readings. You know, because March of 2014, well, that she had a tenant in there, she said. She didn't have a tenant until 2015. But even so, the March reading was 3,600, the next reading in August in 2015 was 2,600. So she used more over the winter than she did in the summer, which is usually opposite.
Yeah.
you'll less.
But she's been steadily increasing since then, though.
All right.
26, 28,
Well, here-
32, 3. She had a little low.
Here's the next discussion.
Hmm.
Review new water rates.
No, new service
New
charges.
service charges. I thought we did that.
We did, but now
Well,
it's
we went over them
been
and
typed
then
in.
we typed up the new ones and I guess we need to approve them.
We didn't approve them?
No, we just kind of changed them and,
You got them in here?
yeah, it should be under that second, should have a second page.
We should have a 1-inch fire service fee as well.
No, it just says 2.
Isn't that one in
4,
there?
6, and 8. Did we have one before?
Thought that we were gonna charge them the same as a 2-inch.
Yeah,
But,
that's what it was.
but we
You're right.
we do.
It should
need to-
say, it probably should say 1 to 2 inch
Okay,
service, fire service, so that way.
okay.
I mean, quickly looking at this, I don't know if you guys wanna actually add, like use of backhoe, you just have 150. Do you wanna put like 150 per hour? I mean, I think you should add,
Yeah, that should be per hour, shouldn't it?
I mean, 150, that could be, you know. And then I'm looking at the callback for the guys at 160. I mean, that should be 4-hour minimum, and X per after 4 hours should be a certain rate. Because you look at this, I mean, if a guy gets called out, he could be at house for several hours, and it's only $160. It should kinda explain what the 160 is. Is that a 4-hour minimum? Is that?
It's a 4-hour minimum, isn't it?
Right, but I think it should be written in here so that they know, because if sometimes, once in a blue moon, we can be.
Well, if it goes over 4 hours,
Right.
you go on the time and a half rate anyways, I
Well,
suppose.
a 4-hour callback, we get the time and a half rate anyways, but anything after 4 hours, now, that 160 is a bargain, because now you got a guy who can be out there possibly 6, 7, 8 hours, and it's only gonna cost whoever $160 for that guy. So you might wanna put a 4-hour minimum plus X amount per hour after 4 hours. Just to, make it official.
What was that, Carol? I don't have my sheet.
Even like all the trucks and everything else, you got $80, $90 an
Yeah, that
hour.
other sheet.
You might wanna put per hour next to them, just so,
I didn't bring that with me. Hold on. That 160, was that for the 4 hours?
it just says
It's mine that I
160.
marked up.
It says routine service call after hours, 160.
Where am I
Well, that was, at the time, I believe it was just the 4 hours that we charged.
Right, but it should say 4-hour minimum, and
Yeah,
then
so that's fine.
X amount after, per hour
This is routine
afterwards.
service after hours.
Mhm.
And even like when you look at the trucks and everything, the skid
Yeah,
steer,
that
dump
should be
truck,
hours, yeah.
it should be per hour.
Where's the skid steer?
Down towards the bottom, it says light duty dump truck, medium duty dump truck, skid steer,
These are all per hour?
per hour.
Where's the backhoe?
That goes up a little bit higher.
Oh, yeah.
Use of backhoes right at the top.
Yeah.
BH.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Again, miscellaneous
You
labor,
wanna make
that should
those
be per hour.
changes, Carol?
I'm sorry?
And say you wanna make those changes?
Yes.
And the miscellaneous labor too, we may wanna put per hour.
Do it next week, well, we can do it now, but you'll make
That
the
one was
changes.
75.
Where's
That was-
that?
Yeah.
We'll vote
In the
on it
middle,
now.
to ML?
Mm-hmm. That's 75 per hour?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we can vote on the new fees.
Vote on it.
Yeah, you remember the fees, you just gotta
What
tweak
about that
Yeah.
the
summer
per hours
service?
and all
That
that
summer
stuff.
service, is that per hour too?
No,
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 some
that's-
serves a one-time deal.
One-time
That's
deal?
what we charge them for summer service.
Yeah, they can just add a line to the, amount and then, put per hour or 4-hour minimum, whatever needs to be adjusted.
Well, hourly or something. We should have an hour for our minimum.
Just so people are aware, they need to get a sheet, with the prices, they know exactly what it is. So we'll be any discrepancy.
Mhm.
Well, in that case, I'll entertain a motion to accept this, except with changes.
So moved. Second.
And seconded by Bill, all in favor? 3-0-0.
Okay.
And superintendent's report,
Okay.
if you got anything.
Yeah, I don't really have much, I just got back out of the hospital today at 1:30 and came here.
Yeah, I told
I didn't-
Carol and Jerry to kind of put something together, update the board and update you as go along here so that, it's taking place here. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of activity and things that I don't know about.
Yeah, I got a few things written down if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
And kind of give Chip an update of what's going on too.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guys out back about the well field and the deep well. That building is actually getting worse. It's, with the cold that we had, it's freezing up, doors are freezing. It's becoming a real nuisance and it needs to be addressed. We're thinking about, I was talking to Gil today about it, possibly maybe taking the dirt away from the building and building some sort of structure over the original building. And that way there we can actually get it out of the weather, won't have water issues, won't have humidity issues, won't have freezing up issues.
What's this, the pump house?
The deep well, yeah,
So
number
it was in the
one,
ground, kinda,
the one, the old,
Dome
yeah,
thing.
correct.
and we had discussed putting a metal building around that.
I think that should be somewhat prioritized because we have 220 watts of, 220 volts of electricity,
Mm.
and we're sitting in puddles of water going in there to inspect and do numbers in there, and it's a metal door even getting into the
Is
building.
that the one that's got the conduit that goes up the pole, it's open at the top?
Correct.
Shouldn't that be sealed up at the top?
It's not only that, there's a hatch on top of it too, from
Yep,
the old Paco
Yeah.
valve, so that leaks, and it's just not, it does, I mean, the humidity alone, I mean, the moisture in there, it's ruining all the copper and all the electricity in there, and
The
that's
thing
a
is, you
major
gotta
issue.
get the poison ivy, that's why I was saying, clear it off. Get the poison ivy, because no one's gonna go up there in poison ivy season, so we're gonna get it cleared off as soon as, you know.
But we definitely, I
Over
mean,
spring, right? When does poison ivy start? May?
yeah, but if there's an open conduit up on the pole,
Right.
that the water can get into.
right, that's been sealed when the electrician came in here before, but it's a lot more than just that, there's a
Organization.
There's a hatch that they use to put the old well in and out.
That's down at the well though, that's
No,
not,
that's up top, that's on the roof too.
not up in the,
That's
yeah,
on the
but I'm
roof.
talking about up by the pole where the
Right, but
electrical-
this hatch leaks, it leaks
Yeah,
severely, and there's so much moisture in the building, all the copper and the electrical lines, they're gonna start corroding again, and they already are. And it's
How to
all,
get the snow off it now, though?
it doesn't matter when it rains, same thing.
So we got 2 to 4 inches of rain coming.
And that's another issue, we go into this building every single day, and it's a hazard, it's an issue.
well, at one point in time was brought up, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Is there some way we can just make a wooden hatch to drop over the top of the whole thing,
Well, that's what I was,
to keep the water from getting in there?
I think, I mean, we can do that, but we also still have the issue with the moisture in the building that's gonna actually corrode all the copper in the building. So, I mean,
Yeah, but if
with that,
if we can stop the water from getting,
but you still have the
from the roof.
moisture issue, because you're basically going into a concrete wall.
yeah, I know it's fall concrete in
Right.
there.
So, and even like at the door, if the door freezes, I mean, we have to heat the door up
To get in
get
there.
into the building. I mean, it's becoming a serious hazard.
Tomorrow
It's
you
getting
won't.
worse. Tomorrow I won't,
No.
but Friday I'll get wet.
Friday you won't have.
Friday I'll bring my umbrella in when I go take a look at it.
That's
But I mean,
Friday
that's
night or
something,
Saturday.
that's something we should actually, look into.
Yeah, because if you can put something over it, then you can get rid of all that.
Well, that's what I was saying, if we get the dirt away from the building and construct,
Around it.
like a big shed,
Yeah.
all around it, so that way you have more room, you can put a humidifier in there, you can actually put more electrical in there, you have more
Have
room.
vents in there.
Right, and it would probably be the cheapest and easiest stick build
You
to
wouldn't even need
do.
to dehumidify. If you can vent it properly, you
Correct.
won't have moisture. If
So
you
how
can
much
vent it
dirt's on
properly.
top of that thing? How much dirt?
It's only on the sides to keep it warm, so
Yeah,
back
right.
in the day, they did that because the old pipes went through
Yeah.
the building, now it's all on the ground. So that's why we have the dirt around the village. We can do it in-house, we can move all the dirt and have a carpenter come in and basically construct like a big shed all around it and put a roof on it. Quick fix. I don't know what it cost, maybe 30 grand, 20, 30 grand?
Easy to just draw a metal building on top of it?
I don't know if you could, I think it'd be I think it'd be a lot more money because it's metal,
You'd have to fit it.
you have to fit it, and we can leave the existing building there and just build a building, like a shed around it. You know?
Well, I see all those ads for those steel buildings and they bring them in panels
Right.
and they just.
But I think-
assemble the panel
I think
and Pop a roof and.
If you did that, you'd have to take out the old one, I would believe, right?
You'd still want to take the old one out eventually.
Eventually, but this is something you can,
Huh?
It's a big vault, isn't it?
it's a vault,
A
yeah.
vault, yeah.
Yeah, but you could pop the top of it off eventually. and
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't need that front door.
I just think that, I mean, it should be addressed, that whatever we come up with, we should kind of put on the front burner and, address that kind of soon. Because spring's gonna be here, and again, we're gonna be looking into winter next
Well,
year.
if we're gonna do something before poison ivy season starts.
I'll take care of the poison ivy.
Well, you gotta do the poison ivy now and you gotta wear gloves.
I don't know.
Well, there's no poison ivy there now, it's all dead, it's dormant, but it
Yeah,
will
but-
come
Yeah,
back.
but-
Right.
Back and-
It's dormant, but it's sitting there with a big smile on whoever touches it.
You know?
Well,
So, I mean, that's something we should,
Just
you know,
don't send
think
my
about.
sister over there, she could just walk by it and with a slight breeze.
I know.
Yeah,
I think
She
it's-
breaks out.
I
She's
get it
like,
the
what are you
same
trying to
way.
pull out? She goes, oh, all that stuff over there. I go over and I rip it all out. She calls me 3 days later. She goes, so did you break out? She says, I just have to walk by it. And next thing you know, she goes, I've got it all going up my leg. She goes, it doesn't even have to touch me.
Airborne. And,
It's worse on a table, Jesus.
we're also talking about the meters. Chip's been working on that. I think you guys need to come up with a spec sheet so we can pursue getting these meters put in. So we can get some bids on from a couple companies and pursue that, because spring's coming around the
Well,
corner.
that's in the progress,
Yeah,
right?
that's
You're
what's
here
on the
now,
company.
maybe
Don't worry
jump
about it.
on
They're working
that,
on that.
all right?
We'd like to get that done pretty soon, because obviously it's springtime and, you know, we gotta figure out if we're gonna start throwing meters in or where we're gonna go with that. The guys, past couple weeks, while Chip was away, we had several issues. We had frozen pipes, we had the fire department calling us. We were getting called in left and right over, you know, numerous issues. Guys did a great job, took care of everything, timely fashion, helped the fire department out. They had a fire the other day on Forest Trail. We heard it on the scanner, me and Steve responded. We showed up almost at the same time the fire department showed up. We saw the first hydrant, whipped our torches out, started heating it up just in case, make sure it wasn't frozen. Thank God they didn't need it, but it was ready for them to, you know, get on if they needed it. So that's something we were actually talking about, maybe, you know, get a couple scanners, keep them in the trucks, so that way there, if that happens again, one of the guys can fly over there and make sure and assist the fire department and have a guy there to help them out. In case there is a frozen hydrant, we can address it immediately. Today, we got a 30-yard dumpster. We're actually working, cleaning the building up, getting rid of all the old crap that we got down here, trying to make some room for stuff, all that new stuff we got. You know, cleaning upstairs, trying to make room for, you know, parts up there, trying to get our parts room back into shape. I was talking to Gil today about getting a storage container for out back, a 40-foot storage container, so we can put the Bobcat in there, get a double door one, put the machine on one side, put all our fittings, all our outside, you know, 8-inch, 12-inch, you know, fittings can go in there instead of sitting outside in the weather. I don't know how you guys feel about that. We got a price, like, it's $6,500 for a 40-foot double door, and it'll get a lot of our stuff in the garage.
Is that buying it?
It's buying it, we'll own it.
You get an extra one, pop my Camaro on it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get two of them. Park it side by side. And we're also thinking if we get the container, we can put it on the side of the building, get rid of that metal thing that we have with all the old fittings that we have, and put some sort of temporary slant on it, so that way we can put the plows out there and free up all that space in the garage. Because we have plows, we have the room for the Bobcat, all of that can go outside with that storage container for $6,500. And I'm sure we could probably build some sort of slant to keep everything out
To
of the
the
weather.
trailer body?
Correct.
Yeah.
Brand new trailer body.
Shipping
Shipping
container.
container.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel all right to purchase that?
how big was it, you say 40
40
feet?
foot.
Oh, 40 foot, okay.
No, it's 8 foot wide, I surmise, 8 by 8 by 40.
Correct.
I got no problem with it. I think we should, I mean, free up the space in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do service on something, you're gonna need the space.
Right, and like I said, we can get plows and the attachments, we can put under that.
Yeah.
Basically, we kick it off this side, and we put a slant to the roof that we have now, so that way that it's out of the weather to some.
Well,
some
looking
degree.
at it, even if you got 2 of them, it'd be cheaper than having a building.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I was-
if there was some way that you could position one of them, so that if you need another one, you can put it side by
Right.
side.
Well, that was, I was gonna go on with that, because we're gonna try the first one and see how it works, and see how much space
I'll
we got. If we
entertain
need
a
another one.
motion to supply a container. Motion by Bill,
Second?
second by Gil, all in favor? 3-0-0.
So make sure it's a new one, not one of them.
No, we're gonna know. We looked into a new one.
Cause Alan never got back to me about the containers, those are new from China.
No, these are about $6,500. And we obviously we don't take taxes on
There's
this.
enough money in there for $6,500?
I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to Carol, she said that it's fine in there.
Well, we'll have the money shot.
What line are you gonna take it out of?
How about that one?
Probably do building maintenance.
Building
Yeah,
maintenance.
building maintenance, we take.
Yeah, but doesn't,
We
the
can,
building maintenance is only $2,000.
we can take it, we can take it out of, what does Todd call that line?
And
The gotcha line.
Not miscellaneous,
Have you talked to Todd about it?
no, but I can.
Well, until we purchase it,
Mhm.
all right? We voted to get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But let's find out financially
Mhm.
where we can get the money or take the money from.
Well, that's not a problem.
Yeah, that should be a goal.
Come right
Well-
out of the budget.
I mean, we have to think about these things because you can't take 65 here and
Oh,
65 there and
Well,
Spare parts for stuff.
15 here.
Right.
And I know it's something
Well,
to help the advantage to keep things running around
But
here.
it,
so.
it is a problem, because I've got $16,000 sitting in the pavement line, and to have Selco do a hydrant, Todd will not let me use that money to buy a hydrant. So you can't just
Oh, you're gonna
take money and move it around wherever you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Find out where we can get the money from. If we can't get the money, we'll have to wait till town meeting.
We can-
$6,500 we can get.
That's nothing. We can take it out of, what does Todd call
Carol's
that
extra
line?
sick time.
What does Todd call that line, that, you know, the general,
Miscellaneous,
no,
No.
it's not miscellaneous, it's, what does he call it, instead of.
general
taking it-
maintenance?
No, instead of taking it out of the budget, we can take it out of water revenue.
Oh, water revenue.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
no problem, I will
No.
shoot Todd an email tomorrow.
And one last thing, I was talking to Gil today about the Mack dump truck. I talked to Rocky today, and Gil talked to Rocky. I think we should go forward with it. I mean, the town approved it, we have the money, money's ready to go. The truck we have out there now is 23 years old. It's pretty much, we're feeling it, it's done, it's good. We're talking about putting it on municipal bid, probably get 20, 30 grand from it. Actually, money will go back into the surplus. We priced the truck out, Chip priced the truck out for 125 grand, we get 150. So if we trade that truck in, I'll go to municipal bid and get even the minimum 20, 25 grand, we're getting a brand new truck for 100 grand. So we're still 50 grand ahead from what town gave us.
And that's the one that you got the bid for, right?
Correct.
And it's the
I
Mac.
still wanna make sure. the
Hanover's
truck
got
is-
two of them. They're real nice, they really are.
Yeah, I heard.
I wanna make sure the truck's gonna run. If it's gonna sit, it's gonna run.
Well, we'll go down to meetings, I talked to him, we'll go down,
Alright, 'cause
you know,
these-
we'll go down and go meet the guys.
These new trucks, you just don't jump in and start and take off.
Right, no, it's all the diesel.
You know, if it doesn't run in a couple of weeks, then good thing, you know, it might not even start, so that's my thing, with these new trucks.
No, I think they'll stop, but I don't think they want it to idle. I think the idle is the
Yeah,
problem.
well, yeah, they got the green idle thing now, but,
The-
that's a six-wheel truck too, Chip.
Right.
It's not a 10-wheel.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, we don't need it.
We don't need
We don't need
it.
it.
I-
Wheeler.
I-
Chip took care of it. He
I
took the.
got prices for 6 and 10s, that's
Yeah, I
what I
know.
was told to do.
Right.
That's what I did, and I've got prices for both 6 and both categories, so you can go with whatever you want.
No, we don't want a
We've
10-wheeler.
already crossed off the 10-wheeler, I know this.
Cross it off.
So do you guys wanna give the green
We
light?
might cross off the six-wheeler too, so. I'm not totally convinced,
What
but.
about like in between? If I can get
Didn't,
eight.
wasn't that on a thing for town meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, so it's already been.
We already
approved.
got it, we already got the
Yeah,
money,
we
it's
got
all
We got the
approved.
money.
It's ready to go.
Till July.
Well, we gotta order the truck now, cause it's 2019, so if we wait
Right.
till July,
Yeah, it won't be here till, it'll be 4 months.
right.
Let me whine about this a little bit.
Well, you wanna vote on it tonight?
No, sorry, we'd have to vote on it.
Okay.
We already voted on it, and we
Right.
put
Yes, I
the money in
voted.
the town
It's already
meeting.
been, it's
Okay.
already
Well,
been
we
done
got
at
it.
the town meeting.
We don't have to discuss it anymore.
We just gotta know when we wanna place it and what we wanna do, which one we want.
So we can go meet the guy and basically discuss what the truck is.
Do we get
Well, it's gonna be
a
red.
color?
Oh, yeah. We'll have a choice of color.
Well,
Bright
Mac's
yellow?
usually red.
Red,
Yellow,
no. That's only for Camaros.
black rally stripe up the hood.
There you go. All right, so we'll pursue, the Mac at this point. We'll
I
keep
didn't see,
you.
is that automatic, was it automatic or standard?
You know what's funny? We couldn't, we looked at the specs and we couldn't tell because it didn't say if it was automatic, it just said the
I think-
transmission
you know
type.
something? I
It was
think
6
it's-
speed,
So it's an automatic.
so it's automatic, but it didn't say automatic on it.
It's got 508 gears, so it can do probably.
It's a nice truck.
200 miles an hour.
How
I never
much?
looked at it, probably do 100 miles, probably 100-mile-an-hour truck.
Oh, we need that in
Yeah.
town.
We do, you do. Because that, you gotta take into consideration, it's got 508 gears, it's
Especially on county
automatic.
road. When we go out there and use county road, we can get on.
Well, you want the thing to do 0 to
I think we do,
45
I think
in
we do
about
100 up, yeah, county.
18 seconds.
I don't, I wouldn't go through that intersection at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure with a truck
You gotta
loaded
slow down.
and how
None
fast.
of
it
none
can
of
get
the
going.
25.
We'll discuss it.
How fast they can get up to speed with the full.
All right,
How fast they get up to speed.
anything else,
Power to weight
Jerry?
ratio.
That's all I got.
Don't
Oh,
give
no.
us, don't give
Oh,
us
I'm not-
land
we're not done yet.
All right,
So,
okay, what else you
but,
want to
but as far as the truck goes, nothing's changed.
No, we just need to.
Right.
We just need the
Nothing
green light from
changed
you guys.
From 2 weeks ago.
We need to be able to get it ordered and in and paid for before the end of the fiscal year, right?
Yeah, July.
No.
Yeah. No?
Once that money's in there, it's in there forever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we, I didn't know.
Well,
we had
those
a
Discussion,
timeline.
so, we're still.
So
doing
what are we discussing? I mean, what do you want to
The
discuss
meters.
about it? No, about the truck.
I want the spec over.
Well, no, I think
Would you
it's,
like to test
we
drive?
we can adjust the spec, but I think if you guys okay it, we can
It's
pursue.
okay anyhow.
Right, but I think if so, the board says, okay, we can go to Mac and talk to the guy, work the specs out, and give him the green light, and just come back and say, look, this is what we got.
I think it's the same thing as Rockland's trucks.
Well, I'd like to get on, we'd like to get on and take a look at it too, so.
So we'll look the specs over tomorrow.
Where are they in Brockton, the Mac dealer?
Yeah.
They're in Avon, right by TL Woods. Yeah, if you guys all wanna go, we'll do a
139.
field trip,
Yeah, I think we should.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Who knows about trucks?
I don't bring the truck
We'll
here.
call Ryan, we'll see what he's got on the lot too, you know?
Yeah, is it on the lot that you can go
I,
look at?
no, cause you gotta order, it's 2019.
But he should have something similar
Right.
sitting on the lot,
Oh,
that
that's
somebody's
all right.
waiting to pick
Yeah,
up.
why don't you call him and we'll set up an appointment, we'll all go down and take a look at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sounds good to me.
Kick the tires,
So the
toot
meters,
the horn.
Mhm.
we
Going
we
back.
decide on these meters, we wanna do these meters.
Well, they just talked to Don and Chip said it's in the
It's
works.
in the works.
Oh, no, I'm talking about those used meters.
Oh, the used
Oh,
meters, that's, oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so I talked to you about the used meters.
Whatever you guys wanna do, well, obviously, I mean, it's surplus.
You got a couple thousand out there probably.
Right.
The only thing we
What
can,
do we
the only thing we
use
can do is two things we can do.
Scrap.
We can have a guy sit there and break them all down. You can get an extra 20 cents a meter, or we have, just bring them down to a local scrap guy and have him cut a check to the town. So if you wanna spend the time and have a
Check
guy or
with the
two,
town or water department.
goes to the water department, comes back to here, surplus.
Yeah.
So, if you guys wanna say,
Well, how much more are you gonna get in the winter months when we got nothing really to do? How much would it take to break them
well,
down?
that's what I'm saying, if you say, okay, we can actually do it probably this week or the next
Do it
week.
in this, do it
We
in-house.
we can do it
But
in-house,
you
we
can
can
get
break it
more
all
money
down.
for it.
Correct, we can break it all down, we can actually research who has the higher brass price, and we can take our trucks and just go there and dump them off, and then we'll get a
You
check.
got- You got Casoli right down the street, there's one of them,
Right, but I mean, this price, you can actually go to Brockton, probably
Yes,
make a
right.
little bit more money.
yeah.
So, and then you can have guys sit there, break it all down, and, you know, do it individually, and,
But if they're all broken down, you're gonna get top dollar in
Correct.
the junkyard.
correct,
How many things out there?
there's a lot.
There's a
Didn't we,
shitload.
didn't we do some?
Cause I know my hot water,
electric
electric hot water heater, I didn't spend $10 at the Board of Health to dump it at the transfer station.
You get
I
10 bucks from
took-
Casoli.
I took it up there, I got 14.
Did you get 14? I got like 10 on. Huh?
What did
Instead of
we do?
scrapping them, that's why they pull them out of there.
Get that-
Water heaters?
Huh?
I threw one at the transfer station.
You go to Casoli's and give you 10 bucks for it, 14
Yeah.
bucks.
I didn't, I just wanted it gone.
No, I went up there, and they gave me $14.
Oh, really?
So that's what we'll do then, we'll have a couple guys just start breaking things down when things are slow, and then as, you know,
Okay,
things pick up, we
but
can do
when
that.
when we had the same abundance 3 years ago, we had to, it becomes a bidding process then to get rid of those meters. You're gonna have companies come in and bid on it. And that's what we did 3 years ago.
That's 3 years worth of meters?
Yeah.
All those meters? Holy shit.
Yeah, but what did that cost us to do that?
didn't cost us anything, but,
Well, I thought she had to put in the paper, which is like $2 or $3 grand or something, wasn't it?
No,
no, I just called the big boys all around here and said, hey, we've got meters, you wanna come in and give us a price, and 2 companies submitted a price, and Casale's brought down a price, and so Casale's was the most expensive, well, they gave us the most money, so they came in and took them all in one fell swoop. But they've always averaged them a couple of dollars depending on how much plastic is on them, you know what I mean? The meters, so if you strip the plastic off them, and the cast iron, you're gonna get more for your buck, yes, without a doubt.
But I think if you take them in small amounts, you
yeah,
don't have
you
to go
don't
out
have
to
to take them
bid.
all at once,
Right,
I guess, you
but-
just,
If you do a barrel at a time,
yeah.
you don't have to go out to bid, you can just break them down. And say, like, we're
Is
gonna
it
slow it
less
down, you
than
can have the guys go
Just
over there and break it down.
Have the
Yeah.
check cut to the water department.
Right,
Right,
so that way they wouldn't have to go out to bid, we can do it, you know,
That's what we used to do in Hanover.
right.
Just break them down, I don't know, what, one pallet full?
A barrel
Yeah, well,
at a time.
as the guys have nothing to do, they can actually go back there and, you know, for like an hour or two, start stripping them, then, you know, another day, a couple hours, whatever, and then, once they get a full barrel, they can throw it in the truck and ship it down to wherever. We'll call around, see what the best prices are, instead of doing them all at once. I mean, we get a barrel of copper, that's one trip, we can probably have 3 barrels of brass, do like 1 barrel 1 week, another barrel another week. You know, and just chip away at it, so that way there, we get the whole
I
peak of
haven't
oodle.
seen, I haven't been out that far out back recently to see how many's out there, how many do you think's out there?
I think Gil counted them all.
I think,
Rain
oh,
Man
way
just had
over
to look at it.
500.
I think it's more than 3 years ago, because we have that bin,
I've only
It's
been
full.
here 4, so I did it under my watch,
yeah,
so.
Yeah, which
maybe
is
it's 4 years.
2 years
That's
ago.
why I
it's
said.
a lot, I mean, there's a lot.
4 years ago.
They're all over the place. I mean, the bins are full.
Right.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's taking up space too, so.
Well, see, now that you brought that up, about installing the meters, who's gonna get those meters that, if a company comes in and swaps meters out, they're gonna give those meters back to us?
Well, that'll be part of the bid process.
Or are they gonna give us, you know, knock something off of the old meter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that'll all be part of it.
Okay.
You know, the cost itself will be X based on if they keep them or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
okay,
Actually, by then you'll know what they're worth
right, well,
in scrap value.
right. Well, I mean, that's easy, we can just call around and, you know, we can do that on our own.
Yeah.
You know, call a couple of the big yards. I mean, if we have to go to Boston, if it's worth even another $2 a meter or $1 a meter, it's worth driving into Boston,
Right.
you know? And it all goes back to our
Was it
surplus.
Charlestown?
Pulverizer burnt last night, so.
What's that?
The pulverizer burnt last night.
Oh.
That was that big fire in Boston.
Yeah, and this one of the,
Yeah, the
Junkyards.
pulverizer both.
all right. Anything else?
That's all I
What
got.
you got, Gil?
Well, they're running salamander heaters at the
You got
pump
something,
to
Gil?
keep the actuators going.
No, I think, oh, sending some, I thought about this. Actually getting something in writing to a couple of people, like Sawmill Lane. That's just verbal, nothing's really been in writing to him,
About what?
For what?
what he's gotta do there, right?
To finish up?
Yeah. You know, that's something we gotta work on in the future, more things
Well-
in writing and whatnot.
Well, he came in and asked what you guys wanted, and you guys told him, so.
Oh, you mean,
I
is he
he's-
gonna cut into the road there, or you?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, everything's verbal, we've got too many things verbal here.
Oh,
You know, we gotta put things in writing. You know, it's like,
That's easy enough to be done.
yeah, I mean, in writing, I got his USI services, did that guy ever get back to us? Did he give us a price or anything?
no, the gentleman that came in.
No, he's not gonna do anything until we select a meter and
Right.
move forward with that, like, so, he's just sitting in the wings, do you know what I mean?
That's what I was telling you guys, you might wanna, you know,
Well, I thought we were going with the Neptune.
right,
No,
but
this
you
is
have to go
the
suit to us.
installation company.
Oh, the
USI
installation
services,
company,
the
oh,
guy
all right, that other guy
came
that
in,
came in, yeah.
He wants to know if he's going from curb to basically in the house.
Yeah, and is
So he wants to know.
are we buying the meter through him, or are
Right.
we buying the meters?
Because
So the board has to make a decision on what they do, and then Chip can actually quote it out for, you know, what you guys want, so I think that's
Yeah. I think
pretty much
that's-
what he's waiting for.
Yeah.
The board to figure out if they want, you know, just a meter, them to do everything, shoot the nuts.
And also, whether you're gonna do half the town one year and half the
Right.
town the next year.
Unless you just give us a price on everything, give us a price, break it down in threes, like say, you know, give us a price on complete install, give us a price on, you know, we buy the meters and, you know, kind of break it down a little bit, have them give us 3 different prices. And we'll see what's worthy of it, you know?
Well, I
Because
mean,
if they buy the meters and install them, they're gonna charge us X, I think we
Well,
can buy the
it's
meters
cheaper if
cheaper.
we buy it.
And just have them install them.
Right, but they also said that if they buy the meters, they're also responsible for them. So if they break, they have to go back and repair them. So you might want to, I mean, I don't know how much they mark up the meters.
Well, we'll have to get the different
Right,
prices.
so I think if you break it down to like 3, maybe 4 different prices, then we can kind of figure out, we can figure out our price, what we get for meters and see what the difference is.
So, we're in January, spring's around the corner, winter's almost over.
And they won't be having a walkthrough for the well now. Again.
Are we not?
So,
Carol, you go and talk to Chip about what's been going on, the office, and how the office been operating?
well,
you
the
know,
office has been
you've got,
operating fine as far as,
You know, people
When
coming
was
in
your
and
here?
out.
well, of course, we're closed Thursday because of the snowstorm.
I mean, I was only gone a couple of days. It's not like I was gone for 6 months. Right?
Well,
I mean,
well,
yeah,
there's
I
a
mean,
lot-
the
there's
days
a lot
closed
of
Thursday.
action. There's a lot of action. I
Yeah, we had,
You know?
I did talk to Doug, Dave Martin, I think it was yesterday. He's gonna have some, proposals set for the next meeting, I guess, the 24th. Is that our next meeting? He says he's working with, Jeff, trying to get DEP's,
I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, I think it is.
site approval, not a site approval, but for them to come in and walk the
Yes.
site.
24th is our next meeting.
Okay,
Okay, so that's another thing I wanted to say.
what?
This guy, Sawmill Lane.
Yeah.
So now he just got, what, 2 meters?
Mhm.
How many more meters he got to go?
That I don't know. I thought he was talking to you about that today.
He's got 28 units that he's putting in.
I thought he said he had,
Isn't he done yet?
It's
Well,
almost done, he's getting to the point. He got 2
He's-
more. How many meters did he pay for?
he's.
He pays as he
three.
goes.
Yeah, he paid for 3 meters the other day. He came and paid for 3. But he's pretty well almost complete there.
Almost complete.
Does he have an ETA when he's gonna tap in?
That's what I was saying. I
And
mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
we haven't discussed that at all. He still has to do that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we get the valve, we can shut it down so you can, once the spring breaks.
Well, maybe that's what he had said the last time.
Yeah, he was gonna do it in the spring, but,
Huh.
He's a snake.
yeah, I mean, all we have to do is not let him put the last houses in, and we
Yeah,
have
but
them.
where do we know as far as the houses, he's gonna go another section?
Well, plus we can always get his bond too, hold his bond up.
Who's gonna bond?
He's gotta have a bond on that.
It's a private, it's a driveway, that's the problem.
It's not a street.
It's not a street, it's a driveway.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
don't know, there's
no
gotta be a
bond.
bond. No bond for the town?
so,
It's gotta be.
that's the issue with the place. It's a
Really?
driveway, it's a
Where's
private
that?
driveway.
Sawmill Lane.
Sawmill Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's private. You don't plow it, they don't sand it.
Right.
Service it.
Yeah, same thing with, what is it,
Yeah, but that
Progress?
connection's gotta be made to connect
Right,
into
that's
the
what, yeah,
other.
that's what we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives us an easement so that we have to fix it, in case we have to fix it.
Have you heard anything about
We
the?
But
won't
it's
be
Dr.
fixing
Lyon.
it, it's all private
That
property.
new development? I heard that, if you see it on Facebook, there's a big stink over that.
What's that?
Well, it's- he bought it in the
The
house,
guy that bought Barnett's house, to put that development in
Next to
on
McDonald's?
Spring Street.
Spring Street.
Spring Street.
Oh, yeah, what's going on with that?
There's a bit, it's all, you know, on the Hanson page, it's, there are people putting up, all the neighbors are putting up a stink
Oh,
about,
really?
about the water, especially in the spring. They're like, where's all this water running off
Yeah.
now?
Right.
Is it gonna come into my yard?
Of course.
You know, because it's all wet. They're like,
Right.
the guy's just like, I don't know how they're gonna put that many houses in there. He goes, my basement floods every spring.
Really?
And he's trying to say that there's gonna be no water problems.
Well, you know what it is, probably just put them above ground.
What's he got, 2 more houses?
Tons of fill.
Plus
Yeah,
the
he's
eight-
putting,
eight
he's
plus
putting
two
two
is-
more houses
He's
in.
putting 8 there, wasn't he?
Plus 2, there's gonna be 2.
I thought it was 6 plus 2.
I think it's 8.
I don't know, whatever it is, he bought another lot,
One of the lot.
and he's gonna
take
put 2 more homes on
2
it.
houses on it.
The plans we got, I think there's 8 lots there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but since he showed us that, but that was the one piece, Mrs. Barnett's property. And he bought another lot next door, and there's, somebody said there's 2 more houses
So
going, because they've been
10.
going to these meetings.
See, 10 then.
10 houses. So is that 8-inch main gonna be enough for his
Yeah.
10 houses?
Yeah.
And where are these other 2 houses going? Are they gonna be on the street so that he has to extend the line down further? Or is he thinking he's gonna tap off from the street? and
Well,
feed-
I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, it's got no,
If he's
those 2
going,
houses have got nothing to do with his project that he's doing.
no, the only project we got is the 8 houses.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about anything else.
And the water main for that.
And
No,
he's
he's
got,
already, I guess apparently it's being included now in it.
well, he hasn't come to us with
Come to us.
anything.
Well, I guess he can't, they're fighting it up, the town, the residents are fighting it up at the town hall. With
The only thing
with
we've got,
conservation
we've got the
and
plans for 8
somebody else.
houses. He's putting in an 8-inch water main all the way from Damien's, all the way down Spring Street, almost to, well, not far down at the Rockland line, but
Close enough,
it's gonna dead end where his road goes in
yep.
to supply his water and his development. Then also, there's gonna be an 8-inch line tying in Glenwood Place, so that the water will be looped in there.
Yeah, he was supposed to
You
update
can
the
feed it
plans and
from
bring it
either
back
way.
to us too.
Well, I think he's trying to get his approvals from them, and then come back down here with the
Yeah.
final plan.
Well, we don't know anything about it now,
Right.
Jerry,
He
so.
hasn't come.
We have
Right.
definitely approved what he's got initially.
Right.
And the residents are fighting the Phillip Street one too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I don't want that one anyway, because that's 40 feet down there.
That's a big company who bought that too, right? Who own that property.
I'm hearing that it's not gonna fly now, because the way he wants to do.
Why don't you wanna do
Is
now?
that Depot Village you're talking about?
He
Yeah.
wants
One of
to,
the 4-story building down there?
No, because he's gonna lease it to that other company. He's gonna own the property and lease it to the other company.
Oh, Marston? He
Yeah.
didn't sell that, the whole,
No, he's
Oh,
leasing it, he's gonna hang on
Really?
to the land,
Oh.
split. So now,
no, maybe, who would do
somebody's
that?
they're saying he's violating the 40B law.
Can't do
Because,
that.
You know, so I don't know what's happening now. That's why I'd like to know what happened last night. Did you hear anything about what happened last night?
No. No.
But even like, these things like, getting back to Spring Street there, he's still gotta come into this board. If they get any changes, this board has to be notified, so I think you can't tell enough.
Was those
Never
plans
told
that I brought up here for Depot Street,
Yeah.
was there anything water in that?
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
this
isn't it 10 units per floor? But they're all set up differently. Some are like 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, 3.
Wasn't it, that was a 4-story building, right?
Yeah, but there's 10 units and it's basically the same footprint all the way up.
Yeah.
The
Right.
the
The
units
first floor
don't
is the same
change.
as the 4th floor.
Yeah, which I don't understand how it's doing
Well, they're probably
that.
incorporated.
Usually your first floor is different than 2, 3, and 4, but,
Well, probably plumbing wise, it's cheaper just to do everything on top of each other.
yeah. No, what I'm saying, you gotta have some way of getting into the building, so the first floor can't be the same, you can't have the same layout, because you've gotta get into the building
The
somehow.
elevators and a
And you gotta have
staircase.
elevator, you gotta have a lobby, you gotta
Staircase.
have, yeah, stairwells and,
Concrete
mechanical room,
staircase
yeah.
with the elevator and the staircase.
so you really, I don't know how they said that all floors are gonna be the same. I don't understand.
No, I don't think so. Probably the outs, the corners will probably be the same, but
Yeah,
they'll have to tweak the insides.
All right, is there anything else?
Uh,
All we got is, we got
I have two
minutes of,
I had two
She's-
sets, and I only have one shown on here, but I think there's two sets there.
there's two.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
There's,
do executive meeting notes.
Do we got,
Was I supposed to?
December 14th meeting?
Say that again, Dawn?
December 14th?
Okay, or is it December 13th?
No, they're both, one's the 13th and one's the
The 20th.
20th.
I don't know what this
It
was.
says review minutes of December 13th.
December 13th.
And it
Right.
says sign minutes of yeah, all right, so it should have said December 13th and the 20th.
Oh.
Because that's the one we came in just to go over the
December-
job description.
Right.
This 20th should be 13th?
No, 13th and the executive meetings for the 20th.
Yeah, right,
We have to
okay.
discuss both of, I mean.
Well, I'm just looking at December 13th right at
Okay.
the moment.
Yes,
If everybody's fair with that, we'll entertain a motion to accept that one.
So moved.
Oh, second.
And all in favor? Aye. And also executive session for December 20th.
So moved.
By
Second.
Gil, seconded by Bill, all in favor?
Aye.
300 on both of them.
Main Street.
And you'll straighten out this
yes,
price list.
yeah.
That Main Street leak, anybody heard from Brockton or anything?
No, so it's still weeping out. They said, once it gets warmer, we're gonna shut that hydrant down. We just can't get on that gate right now because it's frozen. So hopefully the next day or two, the weather will break warm enough that we can actually suck that gate out and shut that hydrant down, so Bartley can come in and replace it.
So there won't be won't be a hydrant available for Brockton Water.
No, it's a
No, that has nothing to do with Brockton Water, that's our hydrant in front of that building. But that should be more of a priority because obviously that's a massive building and that goes up in flames. You know, the fire department needs that hydrant pretty much yesterday, so.
All right, is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
Next meeting.
Not now.
And the next meeting's gonna be the 24th?
Yes.
The 6 a.m.?
PM.
PM.
Okay.
6 a.m., I'll be sleeping, I'll be just getting to bed.
I'll be here.
I
be
usually
here.
usually go to bed
Gil will
around,
definitely be here.
around 3.
What, 6 a.m.?
Gil? He's here before us.
Does he bring you breakfast?
No, God, no.
What a
I'm out,
slacker.
I'm out scout.
Did you bring him a cake for his birthday?
I wasn't here, but I brought her a present.
Okay. So environmental partners, master plan, all that shit, we can wait. It's not gonna be,
Yeah.
none of that stuff, so.
Okay.
So I think the priorities are meters and,
Getting the deep well, so.
well, that area fine.
Yeah.
I really think that you ought to think about the new water tank, and I really think you ought to think about the well. And I think we ought to accomplish this in the next 2 or 3 years. For the
Well, I
simple
think-
fact, if you wait too long, it's gonna be out of question, and you won't be able to do it at all. And I think in 5 years from now, you've got to have the tank working, the other well working, to supply Hanson for water till whenever, because of the fact that the buildable land is disappearing. There isn't gonna be any more building. The population now still isn't at
I
10,000
think we're in trouble in
people.
3 years, Don, tell you the truth.
Well, it's gonna be sooner than you think,
Sooner than we
okay?
think.
And if we don't start something by have something in the works to start next spring and so forth, and just figuring that you're gonna be spending for 25 years, because I can get a bond for 25 years easy. I don't know if I can push it and get for 30, I'm talking the talk. But I think it'll only take out a couple $100,000 a year out of the budget of 1.3 million. So it still leaves you money for salaries, and it still leaves you money that you can pay for it as you do it. and not bond it. I mean, because that 1 million that we did for the water mains, that's for a 20-year bond, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So that one also has to be figured in. What does that figure out a month that you're paying? Has that been done yet, Carol?
No.
That isn't done yet?
No, we don't know yet.
And that's done through the treasurer and Todd, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, we can't figure financials unless we know how much we got to do.
Well, she gave us figures for our budget for this year,
Yeah.
but we don't know, that she hasn't bonded it yet, so. She hasn't given us.
Because I don't even know if you can put those bonds together and get it at cheaper rate.
Yeah, you can, she's going
You know
to-
what I mean?
yeah, the main
Like
water main
the
and-
bonds for the well and the water tank, I think you can bond together and you can get it at a cheaper rate than if you do them
I
separately.
don't think you can do that.
Huh?
I think
Are
can
you
do
talking
that.
about the new?
I know
are
you can
talking-
do that.
Are you talking about the new tank and they,
And the
more
new
room?
well.
In the new well
Oh,
together.
okay,
the new
yes,
well.
yes.
All right, so it can be either done cheaper on a long range business here.
Right. Well, that's what she's doing now, she's bonding the tank, the present tank in a present water main project together.
Yeah, the painting and the
Yeah.
water project on
Right.
Ponchester
It's
Street. Right, no, I
individualized.
understand that.
It may be part of the package, but it's still
But that figure
individualized.
has to be figured out so that it's gonna be paid for yearly. You know,
Right, right.
$100,000
Oh,
or
absolutely.
$200,000 a year for the
Right.
next 20
See,
20
bonding a
years.
tank is different than bonding water mains and stuff, so the tank, it's individualized. They
Okay,
don't
but,
group it all together.
uh,
I'm sure it's the same rate, but it's individualized. Oh, yeah.
But I just think it should be done now instead of waiting,
Well, I think,
because it's cheaper right now. The last bid Chip got was $3.2 million for a new tank, and I don't know,
Well,
I don't think it's gonna be that cheap,
I
I'll be
think-
honest with you.
I'll be honest with you, I think this new well is critical to the town and critical to where it goes, because if say in 2 years, we're gonna need more water that we physically can't supply, right? And this well does not go down, and we have to open to Brockton, then at that point, do we need a second tank if we're gonna be supplied off of
I
Brockton?
told you before earlier, if you have to open up Brockton to get water from them,
Yeah,
it's gonna wipe your budget out.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And if that happens, you're gonna have to double the rates. Well, there's what, 7,000 people, 7,000, how many homes in Hanson?
3,600, 3,800?
3,800
yeah,
homes?
3,800.
You figure what you're gonna get if you're gonna have to double the water rates for 3,800 homes.
Right, but there's so many variables.
And getting
that
the
we don't
water
know the
quality that
answers
we're
to.
getting, just like Lee leaving tonight. She's completely upset, and I agree with her. But there's nothing you can do about it.
This is the DEP requirements, okay?
Did you set that up?
We've only got 6 or 7 things on this whole thing done. All right? So this is at least
2-3 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
This is 2 years worth of work right here.
Right.
To get this is the handbook on what's gotta be done. You're talking at least 2 years.
Well, you know, when the engineer came in, he's talking 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7 years.
yeah.
You know?
And that's if it's a good source. So, I mean, it might not even be a good source. We're back to square one.
It's gonna be a source that we know is gonna be treated for at least.
I mean, even with Brockton, Don, you might want to take into consideration too, is that when we were on Brockton Water, we were solely on Brockton Water. If, for some reason, like we've done in the past, we would actually take Brockton Water on as a blend. So basically, open the gate just enough to get maybe 100,000 gallons a day.
Yeah, but the way-
Not running
The way
500,000,
Brockton
$600,000 a
vari-
game.
The way Brockton variable their pressure, it isn't gonna work that way.
Well, it has in the past, because we've done it numerous times
Well-
in the past.
Think about it, when you were on Brockton totally, how many 6-inch meters are there in town?
Right, but we'll still be running out of water if we have to, because we're not gonna be completely shut down, we're not gonna be completely on Brockton Water. We'll still have the pressure of our water tank, so we'll still have tons of
You're still
pressure.
feeding Brockton through the same pipe that we're feeding the whole town from our wells.
But same token, we should open up the
Mount
valve,
Ponce.
Mount Ponce valve too.
Right, which we've done in the past, which we've done numerous times.
Which is the ones that were always open.
Right, so it's not even a fraction of what it would cost to run the whole town, because we're still using our water, but yet we're blending with Brockton, which we can adjust it, we can, you know, Chip can come up with the formula to actually say we need 60,000 gallons a day, or 100,000 gallons a
Brockton's
day.
water pressure is more than Hanson's water pressure.
Correct, but we still have our pressure of our tank, and we can adjust it through our valves. So we can adjust all that. We've done it numerous times. Several years ago when they have the heat wave and, you know, we're running low on water, we had tank issues, we turn on Brockton and.
Wells are down. or
Right,
something.
but we'd still use one or
Let's
maybe
get-
two of our wells.
Let's get our well in and working.
There you go.
That's,
I like that idea better.
That is, I mean, they've got a lot of work they gotta do.
Right. But you just gotta take into consideration, it's gonna be several years, and if that's a good source, it's still gonna be several years before you even see it online. So you still gotta take into consideration other options, that there might be times that we might have to blend with Brockton in the dead of summer, if all these new, you know, subdivision properties are gonna start coming up. If we don't go on a moratorium, might have to blend with Brockton. It might be something you wanna think about down the road, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, if this well site actually doesn't, you know, pan out. So, I mean, you might wanna, you know, just keep that in the back of your.
I'm just
back of
thinking
your
of
mind.
Hanson being here for the next 50 years, so.
Well, that's
Right,
the
no, I
problem.
understand, absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna try to stay here another 50 years. But
Are you?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Jesus.
I'll be right with you, Gil.
There
Yeah,
you go.
oh,
All right.
I stay awake at night, waiting to come here in the mornings.
You sleep?
No, that's
I lay in bed all night thinking about the place.
Hey, you wanna close the meeting, or?
I lay down in bed and stare at the
yeah,
ceiling.
are we gonna adjourn or?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Bill, seconded by
No.
Gil.
Yeah.
No, motion by Bill, seconded by Gil. All in favor? 3-0.
Bill
Okay.
Gilligan.